The Hard Truth with Akosia Konedu, only on Viasat 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank.
Airwaves have been fraught with divergent views following the remission of the sentence for the Montie 3, Salif Umar, Gordon Akogan, and Alistair Nelson. Some have questioned the decision taken by the President in consultation with the Council of State as political and discriminatory, whilst others have also congratulated him, calling it a bold decision. Now, was the President right in taking this decision? And is it constitutional in light of the nature of the accusations? Tonight, on The Hard Truth, we have Hon George Loh, MP for North Day, and one of the lawyers for the Montie 3 to discuss this issue, also solicit the views of the general public on what they make of the decision. You are watching The Hard Truth, and we are proudly brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. I am Nana Akosia Konedu Asante Samuels. George Loh is MP for North Day constituency and one of the lawyers for the Montie Trio. Welcome to The Hard Truth, sir. It's good to have you back.
It's good to have you.
Right. President Mahama, in consultation with the Council of State, remitted the sentence of Salif Umar, Gordon Akogan, and Alistair Nelson, popularly called the Montie Trio, on compensation grounds, following the petitions submitted to him by the contemners appealing him to exercise his prerogative of mercy. Let me ask you, there have been many reactions to this, and some lawyers are saying President Mahama has undermined the judiciary. Now, though you are a lawyer to the three and also a member of the NDC, can you in neutrality say that the decision is a justifiable one?
I think that this is a great decision. It's a great decision because it falls clearly in line with the Constitution. The President has followed the lawful process and has arrived at a decision. Some would agree, some may disagree, but that is the President's decision, acting in consultation with the Council of State. So, for some of us, I mean, I in particular...
Do we look at the whole process? I can't remember when and the exact day, but in one of the papers on the front page, you see the Chief of Staff presenting a petition to the Council of State. It was made public. And issues like that, kept in the dark where it's a secret thing. So I'm thinking now, can I assume that it was going to get to this point because you already made it public with the Council of State?
You would agree that this is one issue that has a lot of public interest. I do not believe entirely that this is the first time that the President has been seen interacting with the Council of State or with the Council of State. But I'm saying that this particular issue had so much public interest, so much so that I'm sure the presidency did not want a situation where people would think that the president woke up and then just took a decision.
But seriously,
he wanted it to be on record.
Former president of the Ghana Bar Association, Frank Davis, says he is disappointed because it is exposed to dishonesty of politicians. Dr. Ekubobe also said and has described the decision as a senseless one. President Rawlings, in most of his articles, also you described as a senseless decision. What do you think of this?
Well, like I keep saying, I think that everybody is entitled to their opinion. There are many things that many people have done that I have disagreed with. Many other people have agreed with.
Let's put whatever people say aside and let's come to our democratic dispensation. Is it right for President Mahama to remit the three?
Was it right for President Mahama to have given countless pardons in the past, including members of other political parties that we know? If it was right yesterday, how could it be wrong today? And you see, I think that we should put these things in proper perspective. I've been at pains to really make people understand that, yes, on the face of it, people may just think that because these people profess to be members of the ruling party, and therefore it was that reason for which the president would have granted them.
Of course.
But
we see members of the NDC visiting them in Sawem, a lot of petitions from the NDC. So obviously, I mean, generally, and looking at the surface value, you would know that yes, the NDC have an interest in the case.
Clearly,
Yeah.
when you're a political party, you are a religious group.
But he is president for Ghana and not president for the NDC.
Wait a minute. When you belong to an association, a group, and one member or few members find themselves in this kind of situation, it is only an insensitive group that will decide not to show solidarity, irrespective of whether you believe that what they've done is right or wrong. If any of you were married to a Kokan, Alista, or Salif Umasi, would you say that because they found themselves in this situation, so you ignore them, you abandon them? No. The human beings don't behave like that. As members of the political party was right to have gone out there to show solidarity. Yes, you are in a difficult situation, but know that whatever the case is,
we are with you.
We are with you. We understand your problem, and that we are there, to support you morally and emotionally.
No.
They need the support of their family. They need the support of friends, and that is what has been demonstrated. There's nothing wrong.
Isn't that
when
undermining the judiciary?
No, when Kennedy Japan said things and police went after him, didn't members of the NPP mass up at various places? Didn't they mass up at BNI? So these are normal things that will happen in any human endeavor. But let's put it in proper perspective. In remitting them,
yes.
What does it mean? People are simply not even looking at what it means. One, it means that the conviction has not been tampered with. Two, it means that the fine that they've paid remains paid. Three, it means that when they come out, they remain ex-convicts from prison. The only thing the president has done
has shortened the stay.
That is all.
Why? So can I ask you?
Listen, that is all because the appeal we made to the president was that, Mr. President, yes, we may have been wrong. Yes, we apologize. We are remorseful. But, Mr. President, looking at the totality of everything, we as contemnors, we believe that the sentence that has been handed us is too harsh.
You think you know better than the judges?
I am an officer of the court.
Yes.
So I will not sit here and say I know better than the judges. But what about the other lawyers who also disagree with the judges?
So put yourself in the shoes of you are playing that advocate. Let me do the same here. Put yourself in the judge's shoes. So if you're one of the judges, and the president remits something you judged on, how will you feel?
Well, I would not feel anything, because once you give your judgment, you become phantoms officials. Your work has been done as a judiciary. There are three arms of government. We as parliament, I'm a parliamentarian.
Yes.
How many laws are going to be made? And the Supreme Court have sat down and said, Parliament, the law that you made is wrong. We are striking it out. So does it mean that we are at loggerheads to the judiciary? For checks and balances, the judiciary has been put there to also check the work that we do. The executive has been put there to check the work that we do.
George,
so you see, that is how it works out. Once they become phantoms officials, the Constitution and the framers realize that maybe, just maybe, and let me point you to something. Have you heard a situation where somebody has been sentenced to death? 3 years later, it finds out that the person knew nothing about that. If you are not going to have a situation where somebody can interfere with that judgment, where are you going to kill that innocent person? It is for those things and many other reasons why Article 72 was put
the president
there.
hardened him on what grounds? Compassionate grounds.
Yes.
So it means they admitted it. So that scenario you just mentioned, someone being in a certain
if I may
situation.
help you better, there is a case called Connective versus I've forgotten. It's a Burkina Faso case. The person went and said things on radio, just as the Montie 3. He was jailed. You know what these lawyers did?
No.
They went to the West African Court of Justice. And the court agreed that the internment across board is not for people to be jailed for what they say, except where those things they say are genocidal tendencies and will lead to civil war and hate speech. Okay? But criticism and other things, people must not be incarcerated. You know what is interesting about that case? Why I cited it? One of the people who gave that unanimous decision is a Ghanaian justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana called Justice Sophia Kufu. Justice Sophia Kufu, incidentally, is the same president of the panel that sentenced the Montie 3. So if in the West African court, she, together with others, think that it was wrong for people to be jailed for speech, why will she do same when she comes as president of this panel?
No.
So we are saying that for us, we believe that there was something fundamentally wrong with jailing them. We haven't said people must not be punished, but we are saying that I, as a lawmaker, I know that whenever we make a law and we put a fine and a jail term, the only time that the two are applicable most of the time is when they are repeated offenders. So there's somebody who is a noted offender, or that somebody whose conduct is said that then even a fine is not enough. But we are saying that, one, look at the novelty of this case. One, it means that if it were on this program, the producer, the owners of the company, and everybody will be hauled before court. And they were all fined heavily. Even somebody who had the license, who is not a member of the board of directors or anything, all that he did, he had a license. Some people leased the license and were using it. I'm talking about Mr. Arisa. He was brought in and fined. Then you find the three gentlemen 10,000 Ghana cedis. We believe that those were punitive enough. And to add 4 months to the fine, we believe that the court had been a little harsh. And it is on those grounds alone that we said, Mr. President, looking at the circumstances we have, please, we are pleading with you, if you can pardon me. It's a May decision.
We'll be right back.
The Hard Truth with Akosia Konedu, only on Vice at 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank. At EcoBank, we see a great future. One that's full of opportunity for those who want to be the best. With over 1,000 branches of a single bank across 33 African countries. It's a future where trade can flourish without boundaries. The future is breathtaking, with enormous cross-border investments helping business and government build new infrastructure, while individuals achieve their ambitions right across Africa. The future is Pan-African, and EcoBank is the Pan-African bank.
Welcome back to The Hard Truth. We are proudly brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. George Loh, one of the lawyers for Montie Trio, MP for North Day constituency, is still here. Now, the communications director for the New Patriotic Party, Nana Akomia, in his view, said that we have a constitutional crisis on our hands. Now, if someone was to take an issue back to the court for the court to reverse the decision and ends up winning, what would you say to this?
One, I'll be surprised. Two, I think that it will be interesting to watch from the side, because if you look at
That
Article
will the
72,
court take the issue? I mean, would they take
why
it back?
why shouldn't they? They have a duty to rule on cases that have been brought before them. But the point I want to make is that Article 72 is Article 72. It's in the Constitution. It's an article that stands on its own. The only limit that is imposed on it is that the President should act in consultation with the Council of State. And the President did act in consultation with the Council of State. As to what somebody is going to challenge, it's another matter.
Now, if
And there is no, I can assure you that there is nothing like a constitutional crisis.
Let's-
All pardons and all remissions and all remitting and all those things that have been done in respect of prisoners in this country have been done in the past. President Kufuor has done it, President Owens has done it, many other people have
I get that, but if
And
the
there have been
issue
no
is to go
constitutional-
back to the Supreme Court and they find them again and say, well, we still stand by our first ruling, and can President Mahama go back on his reverse this decision? Do you think President Mahama can do that?
72 gives the president the right to pardon people who has been.
No, but can he go now? He's pardoned.
Yes.
We want this many petition to the court again to have a look at the issue again.
No, they don't have. They are Fantus officials. They have given their ruling.
So that's it.
That's it. They have
That's
given their
it.
ruling. What are they going to
Now,
do? over again?
looking at the
In
petition,
any case,
so
there's
we-
also the concept of double jeopardy. Somebody has been jailed again, and you are taking them back to court for the same matter. It's in law. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
there are a lot of public outcry on the same issue. President Mahama, you didn't do the right thing. We think you should have been the other way around. Can the president go back on his decision and say, okay, I'm sorry, go back to prison? Can that happen?
I don't see that happening.
Can that happen?
No, I mean, I don't see that happening. The president has pardoned them. And just as I was talking about, the president will say that I've changed my mind. Oh, no.
It's not possible.
It's not.
It's not possible. Now, the decision has also been described as a certain bad precedent in that now everyone who is jailed need to be have to put together a petition, go see some people, sign, and go to the president to pardon them. What would you say? Would we have similar issues now where people will have to go to the president, get some party people, strong party people behind them and say, President Mahama, please pardon us or remit us? I mean, can that
Unfortunately,
happen?
the president, the statement that came, the president didn't pardon the military or didn't remit the sentences because of the petition that the mass of the people and all those we are talking about, party or Wulome and traditional rulers and things like that. That was not the reason. He says that it was the petition that came from the contemnors themselves. It was based on that petition that the president acted, not on the popular petition where over 200,000 people signed. No, we didn't feature in his.
I'm thinking, I heard the General Secretary say that it's in the interest of the NPP to take hold of or to have an advantage over the issue. Why?
Because
Why
the
is that?
NPP has said to us plainly that if the president does pardon them, they will use
So
it.
why is this in their interest?
No. They said that if the president does punish them, pardon them, they are going to use it for political capital. They've said that openly. And so now all the general secretary is saying that, okay, president are pardoning them. It's to your advantage. Now you have something to go on into your campaign. Go on it and let's see. And I agree entirely with General Mosquito. I think that if anybody had any doubt about the political, the NPP has a right. They should go and
Let's look at this. Article 17 of our Constitution. It says, number 1, all persons shall be equal before the law. A person shall not be discriminated against on grounds of gender, race, color, ethnic group, religion, creed, or social economic status. 3, for the purpose of this article, discriminate means to give different treatment to different persons attributable only or mainly to their respective descriptions by race, place of origin, political opinion, color, gender, occupation, religion, or creed. It goes on and on and on. So this is it. It speaks clearly not to discriminate. So aren't you discriminating? Isn't the president discriminating? Because the guys plainly came out to say, or we all know, they are on the side of the NDC. So can I say or assume that the decision is a discriminatory one?
based on
Based on what the article
No,
says.
the article, when you just come on and say discrimination, what is discrimination? You should give us better. No,
I've
you give
told
us
you it
better.
means to give different treatment to different
And what has
persons.
been a different treatment that has been given to anybody?
I mean, have they pardoned everyone else in Sawam? Have
In
they
the past-
remitted
in the-
everyone
in the
there?
past- in the
No.
past, in the past when Kufuor was doing it, did he pardon everybody in Sawam? Was he discriminatory? In the past when former President Rawlings did it, did he pardon everybody in Sawam? Was he discriminatory? If you answer those questions in the affirmative, then I can also now attack your question. If in the past it wasn't discriminatory, I don't see how it could be discriminatory today.
But don't we
Because
have different cases? I mean, you can't compare some cases to this one.
you see,
Different
thank you very
instances.
much.
What happened in
Thank
the
you.
past?
Listen,
Which case
thank
are you
very
talking
much.
about?
Thank you very much. You see, I keep saying that we must stay on point on this matter. When the MPP came to power in the year 2000, can you tell me the first act Mr. Akufo-Addo did when he was appointed Attorney General? The first ever thing he did, he brought to Parliament.
I'm listening.
He came and repealed the criminal libel law. At the time, there were cases of libel in the courts. So effectively, he entered a nolle prosequi in those cases. Those were known supporters of the NPP at the time. But you see, for us as principle, we didn't shout. Do you know why? Because internationally, we also believe that looking at our constitution closely, criminal libel was something that was not going to serve us anymore, because it was going to stifle speech, it was going to stifle proper and constructive criticism and all. What has changed? I cannot believe that anything has changed.
But what of this? Do you?
You see, so all I'm saying is that if President Mahama had gone ahead and said, okay, you are a cocaine dealer, you have been sentenced to so many years in prison, I'm remitting or I'm pardoning him. Okay, that's different. People have been pardoning, cocaine dealers have been pardoning in the past. I can give you examples. You know, but all I'm saying is that these people didn't steal, they didn't kill. Okay? All that they went was that, yes, they got carried away and criticized the Supreme Court in a radio program.
To hence the remission now.
So in actual fact, all that they have done was that they've spoken.
Just words.
Words. Really.
So it doesn't matter what you say.
Yes, we are saying that, you see, they've spoken. And look, let's be also very fair and candid. I've heard well-meaning Ghanaians, people in high places who I respect so much, going on a tangent that they allege rape and that they threaten the Supreme Court with causing harm. It is a blatant lie. That is why the court itself, in its wisdom, what did he do? He gave only two grounds. He says what? Scandalizing the court and lowering the I think the integrity of the court or something. Those are the two.
Right.
They never said that they threaten the judges. They never said that they threaten to rape anybody.
The Hard Truth with Akosia Konedu, only on Vice at 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank. At EcoBank, we see a great future. One that's full of opportunity for those who want to be the best. With over 1,000 branches of a single bank across 33 African countries. It's a future where trade can flourish without boundaries. The future is breathtaking, with enormous cross-border investments helping business and government build new infrastructure, while individuals achieve their ambitions right across Africa. The future is Pan-African, and EcoBank is the Pan-African bank.
Do you believe that the decision by the president will come at a political cost, which is losing votes in the upcoming election? How realistic is such assertions if that is counted effectively?
Well, I have heard people talk about floating voters who don't vote and all that. As for us, we did our job as lawyers. The president did his job as the president of the Republic of Ghana. Either way, we stayed within the laws of the state. And if the president would act to protect or in the interest or have compassion on a Ghanaian, 2 Ghanaians, 3 Ghanaians, 10 Ghanaians, 20 Ghanaians, I think that is a proper thing to do. As for political cost, I don't know about that.
As a lawyer, let me ask you finally. I'm sure you have represented different people in your court. Why didn't you, I don't know if you've done, I'm not sure, I haven't heard, why didn't you toe this line with your client? What make this case so different from the other cases you've felt?
Our right to a review had technically become difficult as a result of the fact that, one, we could not work because of legal vacation. And of course, by the time we even said, okay, let's file it for, as we say in our local parlance, shege reasons, we got information that the president of the court had left the jurisdiction. I mean, it appeared to us practically that we didn't have the opportunity to do a review easily. And so when you cannot do a review, it means that all your opportunities within the law courts have come to a standstill. You can't do anything. It's like a door has been closed. But we realized after reading our constitution that, oh, another window has been opened through Article 72. We as lawyers were confronted with a situation. We acted on the instruction of our clients. Thankfully, it has paid off. And for us, that is what we feel good about.
You won the case.
Yes.
You're
like
excited about it.
Of course,
well, Joe, we stood to the streets and people had different opinions of the president's decision. And let's have a look at this.
If you view the fact that it's the Supreme Court of the country which sentenced them to this particular sentence which they deserve, then they are pardoned. Then what objective does the president seek to achieve by going about that decision?
I want to believe that there is a lot of people involved in that decision making. So if you ask me, I'm not sure it's anything that has to do with the people being members of NDC or anything else. If it was any member of any other party and they go through things and considerations, I'm sure they will take that same decision. So that's my thought.
According to the Constitution, that's the Article 7.2, the president have every right to use their remission to grant them bail because they've been there for a while. They've learned a lesson. So for president granting them bail, I think the right channel.
I don't think it will affect the elections in any way.
I'm not sure it will cost him anything during the upcoming elections.
This wouldn't make him lose votes.
What do you make of the president's decision remitting the Montie trio? I've been talking to Honorable George Loh. Thank you so much, sir, for talking to The Hard Truth. He's the MP for North Delhi constituency and one of the lawyers for Montie trio. And you've been watching The Hard Truth, and we are proudly brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. My name is Nana Asante Samuels. Have a good evening. Bye.
The Hard Truth with Akosia Konedu, only on Vice at 1.
Brought to you by EcoBank.